Now at 27 minutes to 4, I'm sure lots of us can take the time out to remember studying poetry, I'm sure, at certain phases in school, from Shakespeare to Roger McGough. And perhaps you kept an interest in the spoken word and maybe you write your own poems now. This is certainly true of Scouse poet Joseph Roberts. He's recently been nominated for the Best Male Spoken Word Artist of the Year. It's for his poem Luggage, and it captures the ups and downs of life and how we cope with our mental health. And I'm thrilled to say that Joseph is with us in the studio. Greetings, Joseph. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Helen, for having me. Thank you.
It's such a great story. Tell me about you, first of all, and how you got into poetry, and when did you discover that you had a passion?
So I'm 19, and I started poetry when I was 16, three years ago, and I performed in my school assembly back in secondary school, and it just picked up from there. I got a taste of what poetry was like. And then I went to go and see poets. I went to go to the Chester Festival in 2019, and I went to go and see Benjamin Zephaniah. And it was amazing to hear poetry. And I think the best way to learn poetry is to hear poetry. And so I went there, and then I started making videos on YouTube, and it started to pick up a bit. And then I got an email saying, would you be able to come into our school? How much do you charge? And then I was only 17, and I was like blown away by how I could turn potentially my passion into a business.
That's a great story.
I've only now recently, the last year, done this full time, and I just keep making videos, keep spreading messages, and I believe that poetry can be used as a tool to make change, whether that be the world or our own lives.
So our listener right now might be in certain categories. Oh, poetry's naff because if it doesn't rhyme, I don't get it. It's too highbrow for me and I'm not very good with words. What you've managed to do is make poetry for you a success, haven't you? But it's not always been the case, Joseph. I know lots of people still look at poetry maybe, as we've just exampled, with a school lens on, the fact that, oh no, it's rubbish, that.
Well, in terms of a school lens, rap stands for rhythm and poetry. So every single song, perhaps a song that you've heard been playing on today, all these lyrics, everything you hear, it all links to poetry. Because you look at all these artists, and when they sat down, when they were writing those lyrics, they were writing a poem.
So what do you start with first? Do you have a couple of lines in your head, or is it a subject matter that you want to get your teeth into?
For me, it's a subject matter, and through the subject matter, you can draw on the concept, and you can find. So, for example, with the luggage, mental health is an extremely important thing, just as much as our mental health. And you think about, or you might go to the airport, or you see everybody carrying bags around, and you think, well, we're all carrying luggage, aren't we? We're all carrying bags.
Well, I got a rucksack. What does that tell you?
You got a lot of luggage.
And you're looking at the subject matter in a creative way, but has it helped you with your own mental health?
It has helped me with my own mental health, absolutely. I think whenever I'm feeling or whether I'm concerned about something, you just write it down. You might be on the bus, or you can get your phone out and go on your notes and write it down. Or you might have a diary with you before you go to bed, have a little write about things, how your day was. Thinking is a form of writing. You just haven't put it down on the page yet. So anything you're thinking about, write it down, because there's not a single other activity in the world where you can see your own thoughts. When you write a poem, you can literally see your own thoughts. And through that, you're able to unravel things about yourself. You're able to go, well, why did I choose that word? Why did I use that phrase? And you can unravel things about yourself, and you can go back and trace those steps, and you can learn a lot about yourself through writing.
And is that something that you want your listener to take from your poetry?
Yeah, I want people to embrace poetry as a concept, and for them to use it in their own life. It doesn't have to rhyme, like you said. There's no rules. You just got to write your thoughts.
And what other types of subject matter do you deal with then, Joseph?
So I've done poems about mental health, men's mental health specifically. I've done a poem about youth violence, knife crime, and things like that. I work with lots of different organisations, everything in the community. I work with veterans, primary schools, secondary schools. So 8 all the way up to 80, 9 all the way up to 90. And everybody is using poetry in their own way. And it's for everybody. And everybody can take something from it.
It's just a great thing that you offer as a gift. It's a gift that you've got, Joseph.
Thank you very much.
It is.
Yeah, I
so
appreciate it.
I want to just focus on the award. How great is that? Tell us about what you've been nominated for. Oh, you've won it, so.
Well, yeah, I'd like to hope so. I've been nominated for an award for the Best Male Spoken Word Artist 2023 by an organisation called Wordplay and Flow. And you can vote on their Instagram. You just go onto their link in their bio and you can vote. And it's the third category down, and you just click Joseph Roberts Luggage, and you can vote for my poem. There's three other poets in my category, but definitely check out everybody else's work, all the other categories.
And is that a national? Yeah.
Yeah. It's across the UK.
And did you self-nominate or did somebody else?
So I would be nominated. Somebody else has nominated
And
me.
do you know who's done it?
Well, it was the organisation.
Oh, wasn't that great? I'm saying you've won it already because coming on to the afternoon show and just spreading the word, because it is about that connecting role that you've got with your gift, as I keep saying, about helping people. What about, Joseph, your poem Luggage, and it is, as you've said, about mental health. Do you feel poetry for you as the writer gives you a good, offloading of your emotions, but also for your reader and listener to that poem, that they'll get something that they can then go on and do as you've just explained?
It does. We're all carrying luggage. We're all carrying tension, baggage, troubles, and our luggage is invisible. We're sitting down right now talking, but we are carrying a rucksack. We are carrying bags, but they're just invisible. And some people's bags are lighter or heavier than others. But every single one of us here, when you walk around and when you walk around town, everywhere you go, we're all carrying luggage.
And where did you get that inspiration initially to write it?
I just got it from seeing people just like in the airport, or I went to Venice recently at university. I'm studying English literature and creative writing at John Moores, and I went to Venice as part of the colonialism module, and you're just in the airport and you just see people just carrying loads of bags, and why not help each other in a metaphor respect? Why not help each other with our mental health and unload and offload each other's and make the weight easier for us all?
I bet you're buzzing, aren't you, about the nomination?
I am made up, yeah.
So what are your family saying and your mates?
Just can't believe it. Like, it's cool. It's cool to have all these opportunities, and it's led to things like I was on BT Sport last October. I did a poem about John Barnes for Black History Month. So to take poetry and to do it to take it to that next level and to make it mainstream, I'm all about bringing poetry to people, and I want people to be able to use that as a tool for themselves. And it roams around many other things like following your passion, following your dreams, entrepreneurship. I do a lot of talks in school, and I talk about how everybody can turn their passion into a career, and it's definitely something, because you can settle for other things, but you've got to defend what's in your heart. You've got to defend your passion. You've got to defend it, and
reach the goal.
Yeah, you've got to protect your dream.
And what do you enjoy about performing poetry?
I like connecting with people afterwards, and I like hearing other people's work, because it's everybody's speaking their truth. So it's kind of like when you go down to an open mic night, anywhere really, Liverpool, anywhere, it's all about hearing other people's truth.
So if you wouldn't mind, Joseph, on the spot moment, give us a little bit of luggage.
There's only so much luggage you can take on the plane. Only so much trouble you can take until you go insane. Trauma, anxiety, depression. Man, put it on the scale and it all seems to weigh the same. So I take some out, but it feels like I'm adding more on. I'm ashamed of the bag, I don't even want to pass it on. How can we board the flight if we can't admit what's yours and mine? Accountability's hard to find, the problems continue to pile high. Man, we're carrying luggage. Cases upon cases. I keep seeing people making the same mistakes because people are unprepared to tell the world where their vacation is. I don't mean a sunny place. I mean where they're going inside their brain. Man, we're carrying luggage. Cases upon cases. I keep seeing people making the same mistakes because people are unprepared to tell the world where their vacation is. I don't mean a sunny place. I mean where they're going inside their brain. buckled in on the runway, ready to take flight. But there's always a last-minute delay in my mind. I'm so close to asking the pilot to turn around, man, I'm homesick, and the wheels haven't even lifted off the ground. How many times have you had what you wanted to say planned out? But when it comes down to saying it, the words just won't come out. Taking off and landing is said to be the hardest part. Exits are here, and I still can't see where they are. Man, we're carrying luggage. Cases upon cases. I keep seeing people making the same mistakes because people are unprepared to tell the world where their vacation is. I don't mean a sunny place. I mean where they're going inside their brain. And it doesn't matter what class you're in, which seat you take. Every Joe Schmo, Mary Jane feels it when the plane shakes. People lie and tell us they're always going to be there for us. But no one seems to be there through the turbulence. Man, nobody takes it serious. You could be shivering, quivering in your seat, and people would just watch and think it's hilarious. So when I see all the stats about the bags, it's not that mysterious. Because everybody's had at least one bad travel experience. Man, I'm on flight peace of mind. But that doesn't mean there's no guarantee I won't be on a bumpy ride. See, man, I've got nothing to hide. Because what we define as light and heavy can only be carried inside. Man, I've been through the mental detector and it beeped 1,000 times. And it would for you, I bet. Because we all have mental health. We all have a sense of self and sometimes get ahead of ourselves. Man, I say the phrase, having a bad day, man, I know it way too well. But our mouths are zipped up, so we can't hear each other's screams for help. I said, man, we're carrying luggage. Cases upon cases. Man, I see it on faces upon faces. In all the places that I've stayed in, we're all afraid to get weighed in. How many planes are on there waiting? Carrying people that can't take it. Carrying people that can't say it.
Wow. Joseph, you have not got a script in front of you. How have you just done that? That is amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, it's kind of like a song, you know, like your favourite song. You just know it. So I've got everybody, through poetry, everybody's got their own internal frequency, their internal rhythm. And you're in sync with your heart, you're in sync with your poem is as unique as your own genetic code.
Well, now we know why you've been nominated. Let's get voting, folks. How can we find out more about your nomination and get people to vote for you, Joseph?
So you can vote for me. I think the best way is any form of social media they have. If you go on Instagram, go on Word Play and Flow Instagram, and you go on their link tree, the link in their bio, and you just click award nominees. You just scroll down and through all the categories and just find best male spoken word artist 2023, and then Joseph Roberts luggage, and then just click and submit.
Well, having heard it, it's just outstanding. I can't thank you enough, Joseph, for coming in. And the future goal, what would it be?
My future goal is just to continue helping more people, and I want to make poetry cool. I want to make it mainstream, and I want to get more people writing, more people like me writing, and just make it cool, especially for young people.
You're doing that already, mate. Give us a little signpost to socials. Are you on Insta? Have you got TikTok? Have you got website?
I'm on all social media. My Instagram is official Joseph Roberts, and it's official Joseph Roberts on all social media. Twitter, it's official JRBRTS. And if you want to book me on my website to come into your school to do a workshop or to speak, it's officialjosephroberts.com. That's my website, and my email is contact@officialjosephroberts.com.
Just remember that name. Joseph, pleasure for hearing your words and your inspiration as well. It's been an absolute joy. Thank you for being with us here on The Drive Show.
Thank you very much.